So yeah, today's Tekken Talk is about playing Tekken as a hobby and not as a job, a test, or something you must do. I had the pleasure about a week ago sitting down to play Tekken, and at first I was like, I want to play, but I really don't feel like thinking. People say characters are brain dead, this, that, the other thing. It's like, I was like, I want to play, but I don't feel like thinking about frames. I don't feel like worrying about if my combo is going to hit. I don't feel like worrying about, whether I win or lose the match, or I have to lose these, win these matches to not look bad, or if my training is actually working, or I was like, you know what? I'm going to play, but I'm just going to actually do what you're not supposed to do, supposedly. I just got on and I was like, I'm just going to hit buttons and enjoy hitting buttons and seeing cool stuff happen and not happen while I play. I'm not going to worry about winning. And to make it even more casual, I didn't use my fight stick, my new fight stick that we fixed. I didn't use my stream fight stick that I'm using now. I used my Xbox wired controller. It's purple and nothing special. I was like, and I usually have a fight pad if I want to do, really be casual, or what I would consider casual. I'd use my fight pad just to work on defense. I use the actual Xbox controller, which feels alien because I don't use it for Tekken. And I hopped on and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit these buttons, and it felt great. Now, how many matches did we win? Not many, but as I was losing, I was like, you know what? Okay, well, we lost that one. I just let it. I was like, I got my casual controller. I don't have my arcade stick. I'm not trying to think. It's not always going to be an easy win, because everybody else is going for the goal. You must win. That's what people say when it's down to play fighting games. You must win. Why are you here to play? Why are you here if you're not trying to win? You have to try to win. And my goal was, rather than I have to try to win, it was I have to have fun. And that's what I aim to do, and that's what I do. And I suggest you do the same when you hop on to Tekken or whatever fighting game you play. To make it even more casual, I brought out my casual outfits, my customizations that I made. They're just like newer ones that, I was just like, I wanted something different, but, it's not going to be for training, for my rank session to get it focused. It's not going to be for my OG Fight Club nights. It's not going to be for my lab sessions to, be focused. It's not going to be for my quick matches. I basically just, grabbed the ones that I thought were cool, or I made the ones that were cool. I was like, I'm going to go in there and be cool and hit buttons and have fun, and that's what most people want to do with the game. So, no, not everybody wants to win. I was trying to win. Could I have won? Sure. If I put the effort. Did I want to put the effort? No. But I wanted to play, and I wanted to have fun. And that's what I was made sure to do. So sometimes it just has to go that route. And I, suggest popping the gaming and trying it out, at least for a session. And I didn't go into ranked, so I wasn't losing points. Just went into quick match. Some of the downsides, like the last I fought a Shaheen, that I fought very nonchalantly, super nonchalant, but the nonchalant was paying off in certain rounds. I was punishing moves because they were like, this guy's, he's not really doing anything, so I'm going to hit buttons, and they hit buttons and they got punished. But with that said, going into quick match to do it, there was nothing, there was no loss really. I mean, yeah, you could feel like an ego loss maybe, but there was no points on the line. Nobody was watching other than when I stream and replay these matches, and it was just really to explore, have fun with it. Get some, now at the same time I was getting my replays, so I knew that if I just sat back and defend or played nonchalant, I would still have things I could learn from, just watching the characters and watching the replays of what we did. But again, try it for yourself. Up on the quick match. Create a crazy outfit. Go in there. Block. Attack when you feel like it. Mash when you feel like it. And, you know, allow yourself to lose matches. I think I played a total of, if I remember precisely, which I'm probably not precise, probably like 19. I think it was like 19 matches. Just, you know, just back to back. I won a couple, you know, playing, but most of it was just kind of like I would get maybe I would win 2 or 3 rounds. You know, a lot of the time, just playing nonchalant, just kind of like, you know, wasn't applying pressure, wasn't trying to sweat, basically. I think, you know, a lot of the community is made up of people who sweat, and they tell you gotta sweat to really enjoy this game and have a good time. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to sweat. You can just hop on and enjoy yourself. And if it's not quick match, you know, you do your ghost battles. But I guess the moral is just kind of allowing yourself to lose and have fun and treat it like a hobby. Treat it like the gaming that it is at times. You know, today we're gonna practice some more. We're gonna be doing my drills after a little bit later, but for that moment, then that day, one day, I don't know how many, I just put down the sword and the shield and just, you know, picked up an umbrella, closed umbrella, the garbage can lid. I was like, I'm fighting with this today, and I'm just gonna have fun. That's all we got for this week. Something short. Tekken Talk. Allow yourself to let gaming be a hobby and try to find ways to enjoy the game. Not take it serious all the time, because it is a game and you're supposed to have fun with it. So do it. Thanks for listening. That's this week's Tekken Talk. I'll see you on the next one.